Alright, what is up, everybody? This is your boy Mr. T Money 1993, and I'm here doing the Str8Facts podcast, breaking down the sports news of the day, the week, for the past, just recently, man. If you haven't heard yet, first things first, Kevin Durant is supposedly going to the Brooklyn Nets to go play with Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan, his close friend, which is definitely going to shake up the East, especially if Kawhi goes to the West. Of course, Kevin Durant's probably going to have to sit out most of next year with his torn Achilles. But even with Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan, based off that team they had last year in Brooklyn, they was a playoff team. In other news, Kemba Walker, they saying, is going to Boston to take Kyrie's spot. So again, Michael Jordan and the Bobcats, Hornets, that they strike out on another franchise player. They potentially could offer him $200 million. I think it was like $221, and they offered him $160 of a possible $200 million. So Kemba's, they saying he's gonna take like $140, $130 million to go play in Boston. So it's a lot going on with free agency. They talking about Kawhi may go to the Lakers or the Clippers. Personally, I think he should go to the Clippers. Make your own legacy. Don't go be up under LeBron. You just won a championship. You just was Finals MVP. Yeah, it's gonna be an automatic win with Kawhi, LeBron, and AD. If you haven't heard that, AD is going. Well, he already got traded to LA. They traded pretty much all the young guys away. So Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, all of them is on the Pelicans. They're going to play with Zion Williamson, who was the number one pick, and AD went to LA. So just a lot going on in the NBA, and it's a lot of people who still have to decide. They talking about Jimmy Butler might go to Miami. I don't know why. His best chance of winning to me is in Philly, where they have 4 All-Stars, but supposedly he's thinking about going to Miami to play with Justice Winslow and those guys. Trying to think of who else is a big free agent. They said Brook Lopez is going back to the Bucks. I don't know. I think that's the big name guys right now off the top of my head that is going on. Free agency officially starts at 6 tonight. They said Kevin Durant was supposed to be having a show, sort of like The Decision. I don't know if y'all remember that from when LeBron decided he was going to Miami. But if it already got spoiled, I don't know necessarily how they still going to do the show. I think he would have to do more explaining. He would have to explain, I guess, who was his top 3, why he chose Brooklyn. Besides, we know Jay-Z with his sports agency and LeBron with his sports agency, they kind of taking over sports. They saying Carmelo is still making his decision. He's still trying to come back. They saying he might try to go to LA to play with LeBron. They might try to get J.R. Smith. We'll have to see. Carmelo still got game, but I don't know if the league really gonna let him back in. He was caught playing one-on-one at that gym in Brooklyn, playing one-on-one with Cole Anthony, the number 1 point guard coming out of high school, who's about to go play at UNC. So I think Carmelo still got game. My personal advice to Carmelo would be go to China, go average 90, because that's, if Jimmer Fredette getting 70 in China, Carmelo getting 90, 95, easy. And if Stephon Marbury getting statues, I don't know, they might name a whole city after Carmelo, because he way colder than Stephon Marbury. In other basketball news, LaMelo Ball is going to play in Australia for a year, along with R.J. Hampton. R.J. Hampton was the number 1 player coming out of the country this year. He decided to not go to college and that he wanted to play in Australia to prepare to be a professional player. So they both going in the same league, but they're not going to be on the same team. I haven't really heard about R.J. Hampton's team, but I know LaMelo's team is going to have their starting point guard right now was Aaron Brooks, who used to play on the Houston Rockets and a couple other teams. But LaMelo right now is balling in the Drew League. He just hit a game winner yesterday. And I think his team hasn't lost. They undefeated. He has some of the old Chino Hills guys that played with like his brother, like Eli Scott and Big O that's going to USC this year. So they all playing together and they haven't lost. LaMelo had 25 yesterday, and he hit the game winner. So he really been cooking it, even playing against grown men. And you know LeVar, he already promising he gonna be the #1 pick next year, this and the other. LiAngelo, the middle brother, he just had surgery on his ankle, so he's gonna skip the summer league again. At this point, I really don't think he want to play basketball no more. I think he just want to do the Big Baller Brand stuff and chill with his girlfriend, who's going to UCLA this year. And like I said earlier, Lonzo is going to the Pelicans, so he's going to be on a new team. So it's just a lot going on in the basketball world. Also playing in the Drew League, Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif, is back playing basketball. He was supposed to play at UCLA last year, but he had heart surgery, so he had to miss the whole year. So he's back playing in the Drew League. He been cooking too. If you haven't heard about LeBron James' son and D Wade's son decided they want to team up at the same high school, which is gonna be crazy, them two together. Because Bronny is already, he only gonna be a freshman this year or a sophomore, but he already is he's a killer, athletic, can get to the rim, take you off the dribble. And if you haven't seen him, he actually doesn't wear any of his dad's number. He wears 0, like Westbrook. He said Westbrook is his favorite player. And D Wade's son, Zaire, is going to be, I think, a junior or a senior this year. So they decided they want to team up, which is going to be, them two there is going to be crazy. And I'm definitely interested in watching them. I've been watching Bronny's show on YouTube is the Mars Chronicle, kind of documenting his AAU team, and they've been playing really well. He's been playing well. That guy, the boy on their team is, they center on that team is 15 years old and 7 foot tall already at 15 years old. And they say all the time that people is always asking to see his birth certificate to prove that he's 15. So that's it on the basketball news that I can really think of. Football-wise, if you didn't hear, the Panthers signed Gerald McCoy, the former Tampa Bay Buck. And he's definitely going to be a big addition to the Panthers' defensive line. And also, Antonio Brown, if you missed the offseason period, Antonio Brown went to the Raiders to go play with Derek Carr. Him and Big Ben got into it all in the offseason. Le'Veon Bell went to the Jets. Him and Big Ben got pretty much they got rid of all their stars and I guess decided they wanted to rock with Big Ben. We all know why, but I'm going to leave that alone. So Le'Veon Bell's going to play on the Jets this year, playing behind Sam Darnold. I think he's going to get a lot of carries and going to have a really good year. Antonio Brown and Derek Carr, from what I've seen from Antonio Brown's YouTube channel, they have their own connection. Other football news, Dante Jackson from the Panthers, he finished second last night in the 40-man dash competition. They decided they wanted to create this pay-per-view event that was $40 to pay for it, and you get to watch the fastest guys in the NFL race each other. So Dante Jackson was there. John Franklin III, if you watched the Last Chance U documentary on Netflix, was there. But it ended up being won by Marquise Goodwin from San Francisco, which he should win it. He competed in the Olympics in 2012, and they say he's going to compete in the next Olympics. So if you're an Olympian, you should be the fastest person out there. Other people that was there was Alvin Kamara, Robbie Anderson. It was a lot of people there, a lot of the fastest guys in the league. Ted Ginn was doing a lot of junk talking, but then he didn't show up. And it was hosted by Chad Ochocinco. They had Rick Ross performing. So for what I heard, the few people that I know that did pay for it, they said it was entertaining. I mean, it wasn't $40 entertaining to me, but that's just me. Other news going in the world in sports, the U.S. women's soccer team, they haven't even won the World Cup yet. They already getting into it with Trump. saying that if they win the World Cup, they're not wanting to go see Trump at the White House. Of course, other people's president, he got upset, decided he's still going to invite them anyway. It's a lot of teams that turned them down so far. So I would definitely be interested in seeing if Kawhi and the Raptors are going to go. The Warriors didn't go. The Patriots, I think they went, but that's because, Brady is close with Trump. But that's just the news in the soccer world. For right now, that's just my update on sports, man. I like that. As you can see, I like to talk sports. Definitely enjoy doing that. Make sure that you check out my YouTube channel, Mr. T Money 1993. And this is your boy, Mr. T Money 1993, aka Str8Facts, because that's all I spit. And this is UAP Radio. I'm out.